You're about to listen to our program Eng. We don't know why, however we are grateful you chose to. We do wish to inform you that the views, opinions and overall morality do not necessarily reflect those of the station, interview guests, sponsors or musical entities. If you should choose to continue, and we sincerely hope that you do, just know, we tried to advise you against these actions and we are not responsible for any damage done to your sanity, morals or ideals. Thank you. Here comes the terrible siren.
One of us. One of us.
I am aware
I am a humble man.
that you feel you don't belong.
I won't say you should follow me.
You are welcome. You are loved. Join us, and we shall reach the promised plain.
I'm not boastful, and my chorus is more soulful.
One of joy, one lacking pain. We are the cult of I am aware
Don't say it. I can see
you
it.
feel you don't belong.
I don't wanna. You don't need it. Once again, we are legion. What I'm meaning. Don't say it. I can see it.
Join us.
I don't wanna. You don't
We shall
need it.
reach
Once
the
again,
promised
we are
plain.
legion.
One of joy, one lacking pain. We are the cult of Odd.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening to the Cult of Odd. I am your friendly neighborhood cult leader, Odd, and with me is our very own altar boy, Cory. How you doing, Cory?
What's up, guys?
Good God.
It's been so long, man.
I hate
For
that.
both of us now.
Yeah.
You had a little breather. I took a long breather.
Yeah, a very long breather.
It's good to be back, though.
No, it does. It does feel good to be back in the saddle again, as they say.
I've heard some people say that.
Yeah,
On the radio, even.
Yeah.
And movies.
I'm just trying to get our chat room to load.
Nice.
I didn't log in like I normally do.
How dare you?
Yeah, well.
I'm the unprepared one, remember?
Yeah.
Can't take my job on my first day back.
All right, yeah, so it's been about a month since I have been doing this, or really anything content creation wise. We're gonna jump right in, I guess, tonight and not pander and pitter patter too much. So the reason, yeah, let's get at her. The reason that I took a month off is because I fell into a pretty big depression hole.
Oh, it's terrible.
And 2 years ago on 2020. We lost Mom on Thanksgiving, and the holidays just kind of feel wrong now. And, I was trying to push through it. I was trying to fight through it, and life happened and smacked us pretty hard, and it hurt us a little bit, and we had to scramble, and it just, a plane hit a train, hit a bus, and I couldn't fight it anymore.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to hear the sad boy on the radio.
Yeah, and that includes tonight. No, I'm kidding.
So I took time to, kind of...
It makes sense to catch a breather.
Yeah.
Sleep it off. Or that's not a good saying to say for mental health and depression, but that's what I do when I'm depressed.
Yeah,
I
no.
lay in bed, and I go to work, and I lay in bed.
Yeah. Well,
that in itself is exhausting, but needed.
Yeah. So I took some time to just kind of, be me, not have to worry about deadlines or content creation or coming up with new concepts or, be entertaining or anything like that.
What does a deadline-free Odd look like? I don't think I've seen that in years.
Yeah. Nobody saw
it.
it.
Comic shop? Maybe, what was that, 8?
No,
9
I still had deadlines at that point because I was still doing the radio show.
Oh, yeah, it was, the other one.
You've never really seen a deadline-free Odd.
Man.
Yeah.
And I was on hiatus for this?
Uh-huh.
Fuck.
Well, nobody saw me. I holed up in the house. I didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
I barely talked to anybody, and I didn't go anywhere. I didn't do anything. But I did do one thing.
What'd you do?
So Ollie found, because we had been playing Grand Theft Auto together online.
Yeah.
And it was all right.
I remember you asked me to get back in.
Yeah, we were typically playing, by ourselves because people can be shitty.
Yeah, I love toxic people. I know you guys don't.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. But she had found role play servers. Like she started watching this guy on Twitch.
Yeah, I've seen people do that on videos. It looks fun.
Yeah, and he plays a cop. He is a cop in real life, but he plays in that city as a cop. And she was watching it, and we thought about trying to join that city. And, I had come up with an idea that I wanted to do, and they didn't like it. And I was like, well, if they don't like it, maybe I can find... If there's one, there's got to be others, right? There's a shit ton of roleplay servers. Just a metric shit ton of roleplay servers.
Yeah.
For GTA and anything else you can think of.
Is it still like the GTA mechanics? Like it just plays like GTA, but you guys just roleplay, or is there's like special...
No, it's completely different. Like
really?
it's some GTA mechanics, don't get me wrong, but it is head and shoulders above. Like if GTA had been this, oh man, if you think that they're fucking on top of the video game world right now, oh man, they would have been mountaintop. No one would have been able to touch them.
I used to play a lot of games growing up when I got my first computer, and modders in the community of video games always have a way of like making it better.
And that's what this is.
This is great, but
the modders and the devs and the admins that are running the city that I'm currently in.
Yeah.
Even the city that I came from, even though they perma-banned me, the city that I came from, the modders and the devs and stuff, fucking phenomenal. The shit that they were able to accomplish and the shit that they make work and keep working.
Yeah.
Bravo. And by the way, tonight we are not only being broadcast in the real world, but we are also being broadcast in Mainframe, which is the city that I've been RPing in. So I want to give a huge shout out to all of my mainframers gathered at the Doppler Theater right now.
That's awesome. The live stream.
Yeah, they are listening to us right now.
In game.
In Mainframe, the city.
I didn't know that was possible.
We figured it out last night that it would work. Yeah.
It's good that you have the keys to the kingdom on the website. Did you have to do something on the website?
Nope.
Oh.
No.
Oh, so it's just all in-game stuff.
It's literally the stream link.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's fucking phenomenal. So huge shout out to all of my mainframers that may be gathered at the Doppler Cinema right now.
My roommate and I just got my roommate bought a VR set, right? And I see a lot of videos of like VR poker games, and that looks so fun to me because like they're so animated, like the bodies move, which brought me down like a rabbit hole of like how can we make this better? And there's a lot of like VTubers that have those body sets that are thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Sony's coming out with like a $360 thing that does full body motion tracking. And it's like a bunch of little wearable...
Well, there's already, like, if you have a decent webcam, there's already stuff out there now that you could do that with. Like, you don't even need the bodysuit. Like, there's programs and stuff. The programs are a little expensive. Some of them are free.
It looks so fun.
Yeah.
And role-playing, like, when I used to play D&D, that's all we really did, you know?
Yeah, that's all it is.
The premise of the game.
Yeah.
You know, it's not to be the greatest and best character ever, because that doesn't exist.
RPG stands for roleplay game. Just saying.
So fun.
So I'm sure you're curious as to what my character is in the city, right?
I've caught a bit from the last city.
Yeah. Well,
still playing the same guy?
Yeah, same guy.
Cool.
So I created the character of Rooster Johnson. Rooster, for those of you that are fans of Cultivad and already know, Rooster is the ad man for cocksicles. But I took Rooster into Mainframe.
Yeah.
And Rooster Johnson, let's see. He kind of sounds like this. There's a little hick to him, but every so often he'll get kind of lazy and everything starts to sound like Cat Williams.
That's funny.
And
I could hear it.
so yeah, somebody said it's a weird mix between Morgan Freeman and Cat Williams.
Okay.
But you know, my wit, my sense of humor and dark comedy self, but in that voice. And then I freaked a couple of people out last night because we were sitting at Redline and we were talking, and this one guy really liked the voice that I'm doing. He's like, "Can I just have you narrate my life?" And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah, you kind of like Morgan Freeman." And I was like, "I always thought I sounded more like a Dollar Tree version of Cat Williams."
Not Wish.
Not Wish. Dollar Tree. I feel
Showing
that's
your age.
Yeah, no, I feel that Dollar Tree is more on brand with Cat Williams than anything else.
That's fair.
But and I was like, well, you want to see something really weird? Because a lot of people, and nobody hears what I really sound like. I mean, they are now, and some of them that I've spoken to. But I said, you want to see something weird? And he said, yeah. And I was like, it's going to cost you. I want $1,000.
Oh, you're like a little hooker.
Yeah, I want $1,000 in game currency. Give me.
So good.
And he was like, bet, hold on. And he ran to the ATM and came back and he gave me $2,500.
Oh.
He was like, what are you going to do? And I was like, after him, the Earthling has stolen the P-32 space modulator. And he's like, holy fuck.
Hit him with the Marvin.
But yeah, I'm going to say this. The RP, GTA, the RP stuff really helped get through the depression.
Yeah, I bet it gets you out of your head.
Yeah.
100%.
And
you're playing video games, which is fun.
Right. And because I was in a funk where I didn't want to content create, I didn't want to graphic design, I wanted to do something that had no inherent purpose other than bringing me joy or entertainment.
Yeah.
That's what I did. I'd get up in the morning, I'd have my coffee, I'd take a shower, I'd eat breakfast, and then I'd hop into the city, and then I drove tow truck or wheeled and dealed from sunup to sundown. Dude, the last 2 nights, we've gone to bed at like 6 to 7 a.m.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I'm
like
staying up late, too.
I'm fucking in there.
I saw you online, but I thought it was a trick. I thought you just left your computer on.
No. As of lately, I've been there.
That's awesome. I did download the, I don't remember what it was called.
5M?
5M,
Yeah.
I did download that. I started to set up a character, but...
Come to mainframe.
It's the GTA control. Oh, definitely.
Yeah, come to mainframe.
I'm not going to play on a server without you.
Yeah. Mainframe is where it's at. I got to say, I really like the people I've met in Mainframe. I've only been in there 2 days, but like I feel more welcomed in Mainframe than I did in the other city that I was in. You know, and it's fun too because you have to think on how to word things to stay in character.
Yeah.
Like there's
Mainframe's listening now.
Yeah.
Please stop telling Odd he's doing a great job. It goes right to his head. He's got a big enough head as it is, okay? If you make him feel welcome, he's going to not stop talking about you guys.
Well, like I said, you know, I have some ideas on crossing the two worlds.
The real world?
Well, yeah, with what we do with content creators, you know, I know streamers and YouTubers and all sorts of other stuff. And like with the events that they want to set up in city and stuff, like the requirements for whatnot. I even went in there and like, I'm talking to
What sort of events do they do?
Everything. There's races, there's bare knuckle boxing fights. There's like, I've seen so much. Yes.
It has that much
Yes.
There's that much value outside of just regular GTA?
Yes.
Oh my God.
You don't even miss regular GTA.
No, I mean...
No, I'm serious. Like, you do not miss any of it. Like, the worlds that these modders and these developers have built,
Yeah.
just fucking beautiful. Phenomenal.
I gotta get on it.
Yeah.
I gotta plug my controller in. It's the keyboard and mouse thing that's messing me up. I was playing on Xbox for so long, and then I found out the things I purchased on Xbox don't transfer over. Which is weird, because I bought it on the EA
Fair.
account
Yeah.
Activated, whatever.
But, like I said, I use my controller only for driving.
Yeah.
I cannot drive with the mouse and keyboard. I've tried. I'm terrible at it, but I'm super good with the controller.
Yeah.
And everything else. Like you're there.
I would like to shoot with the keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, you can.
But like you said, the driving,
Yeah.
it's brutal.
You can walk around and do everything because, like, there's a lot of special commands that you need the keyboard for. You cannot do with the controller. I only use the controller for driving.
Okay.
But yeah, it's literally a whole other world, and it's the greatest place I think I've ever been.
So are you still driving tow trucks in the new server?
I am hired on to a company called Nightshade that is set up in mainframe, but it is only temporary because I do intend to go into business for myself, and I have a couple of options that I'm looking at.
Over here.
That's the thing is I'm taking my entrepreneur mind and going to put it in there.
Yeah.
You know, like if I can get a business, I know what I need to do from there. You've seen it in the 15.
That's like the streamer she watches. A cop is a cop.
Yeah.
That seems exhausting to me.
Yeah.
Ever leave that role?
Yeah, well. You can have more fun with it, though, because you never know who you're going to run into.
But at the same time, I started building an addict on that other server. So, like, I get it. Go with what you know. Go with what you know.
Yeah. But, like, the thing is like, you've seen it. In the 15 years that I've been doing this, you've seen the promoter side of me. You've seen how I build a community. You've seen how I get businesses working together and things like that. I can take that into mainframe and make their economy and their city infrastructure for entertainment and for operations and stuff. I can probably help bolster it. Because right now, every business is independent, working by themselves, which is fine.
So you're going to be an entertainer instead of a tow truck driver?
No.
Rooster, I mean?
No.
Obviously not you.
No, not an entertainer. I'm going to own a business, and through that business, I'm going to be able to work with others. Like, say I owned, say I owned a haunt in the game. You know, like you've got the shirt on for Hush right now. Say I owned a haunt. I can run events and stuff that are sponsored by other businesses in the city.
Oh, that's wild.
And offer discounts and stuff like, hey, so-and-so is our sponsor. They're offering a 10% discount on your next whatever. You know, and in the city, there's auto mechanics, body shops, all sorts of other stuff. Like businesses that like the theater and things like that, like half-price tickets could be a thing, for a winner of a event or something that we put on. Like there's so much you can do in it.
Yeah.
And my only goal there is to add value. I'm not trying to turn this into the Rooster Johnson show, but I want to use that character to add value to what everybody else is doing.
The closest I got to role-playing on Grand Theft Auto was my friends and I got on messenger chat, like a group chat, and we'd all be wearing masks and getting drunk in our own homes and playing Grand Theft Auto together. So we'd end up at the casino or the strip club. That was the most we could do.
Yeah.
Or we'd just go, be doing reckless things.
Yep. and the city is growing and going through changes and stuff. And, like, there's cool stuff in there already and cooler stuff coming down the line. My only goal right now is to grind out to get to probably $400,000 so I can have enough to open a business.
Yeah.
Because somewhere between 400,000 and 700,000 is what I'm going to need. If I can come up with 4, my business partner that's in city right now listening, hey Brock,
nice. Way to shout out.
Yeah, all he's got to do is come up with the other side of it.
Sure.
And there might even be another silent investor that just wants to see us do well.
Cool.
So that
sounds really fun.
And I know it sounds stupid to anybody that isn't a video gamer. Or
yeah, but our community is music, video gamer people,
Yeah, we are very much. But yeah, it's just this really fun thing to do, and I'm totally down for it. I like the people that I've met. Like I said, I started in one city, and when they perma-banned me, of course, Ollie followed me to the next city because she wanted to be able to play with me. Mm-hmm. And that was the whole point. But then, others that I had run into that actually enjoyed Rooster.
The friends you made?
Yeah, friends we made along the way. I think we're up to 9 or 10 that have followed me into this city at this point.
Oh, that's dope. You brought a little posse with you.
Yeah. I told the admin, I was like, I don't know, 5 or 6, maybe 9 to 10.
Come
Like
on,
I
guys,
wasn't.
we're moving to Texas.
Yeah, like I wasn't sure that it would be that many, but apparently after we got in and started to see how things were, and we're talking to our other friends, and they were unhappy with the city that they were in, they came over and became citizens of Mainframe, and I got a couple more that are talking to me about it, trying to get a feel for it.
My friend just did that, but like in real life, he got sick of living in Texas, so they moved back to Michigan.
Was it Rishi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He flew me down there, and then we drove back and had a pit stop in St. Louis, which was wild. Let me tell you. We got there super late, and I'm used to bars closing around 2.
Right.
Some of them in the city closed between 3 and 4. So we went out, and his cousin found this place that was, I thought, just going to be like a normal club, but it was like definitely a swinger thing. Because we show up, there was all kinds of weird, wild shit happening inside this place, man. But I told him the same thing I told you. Why are you coming back to Michigan? But somehow this place just sucks everyone back,
It's
but like for them, it was friends and family. It's always friends.
Yeah,
and family.
that's what
it's
it
always
is.
Friends and family.
You miss the people you enjoy.
Yeah. I hate the winter.
Yeah, I do too. Like I want out again. Like I've only been back for a little bit, and I want out again because of the cold.
It's cold.
Like I still think our problem here is not geographical location. It's the shape of the state. It's shaped like winter apparel. I bet if we shave this son of a bitch state into the shape of a bikini, we might actually get some heat. Florida looks like a penis, and it's warm as shit.
And it's full of dicks.
Yeah,
I think you're onto something.
I think I'm on something, not onto something. But no, I've loved living in Tucson and Kentucky and Tennessee and Ohio and maybe not Ohio. Yeah, Columbus wasn't bad though. I enjoyed
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, Columbus is a weird city, man, because like if you go 5 minutes one way, metropolitan like Detroit, 5 minutes the other way, fucking cornfields.
Yeah,
like it's so goddamn weird. But I enjoyed my time in Columbus. I enjoyed the city aspect of it and whatnot. Ohio as its own can whatever.
Sure.
But like, and I've traveled through other states, and I've enjoyed seeing other things other than Michigan.
When I was in St. Louis, it was full of hipsters, right?
Yeah.
And now I don't know if there's like a government experiment going on that nobody's aware of, but the hot to ugly ratio was way off. Way off. It was like 20 to 1, And nobody had a lighter except for the homeless people.
Well,
and they're very protective of their lighters.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
It must be hard to find. They've cornered the market.
Everybody was beautiful. Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody. I don't know,
Well, I want to tell you something. I've mentioned this before on air and whatnot. Michigan has a certain look to it.
Yeah.
Like people from here, you can look at them out in the wild away from here and be like, yeah, you're from Michigan.
I feel like we could because we're from Michigan.
Maybe. Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
We know what we're looking for.
Yeah.
And this, like, there's like 6 types, right? Mm-hmm. There's 6 types of dudes and 6 types of women here in Michigan. And everybody filters into one of those types, kind of.
Always.
Except for the few of us that break the mold and don't really fit in
I feel like
anywhere.
that's worldwide, though.
Yeah.
Everybody finds their clique.
Yeah, that's true. But, like, I don't know. I've talked about this before. Like, downriver women, there's like 6 types of downriver women. You know?
No, there's 2.
Shut up.
And we almost slept with the same one. So.
Eskimo brothers. Eskimo brothers.
That was a weird day when you were like, is this her last name? I was like, what the fuck? And I gave you such a small amount of information about her.
Yep.
That's what blew my mind about her. That you were just like, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, what the fuck?
Much like my mainframe counterpart, I know everybody.
You really do. You meet a lot of people.
I do. Yeah, I'm the great facilitator, I guess. One of the other things that I got to do You know what? I'm going to save that for when we come back because we're about to go to our first break tonight.
Already?
Yeah, it's been almost 30 minutes already.
What kind of music do we have lined up?
Tonight is a hand-picked selection of shit that I've been into a lot lately. It's called electro swing. It's like if you mix techno music and swing music together.
When you say swing music, is it like, I'm thinking like folk, grassy.
No, swing music, like big band stuff, old school,
like ska style.
Like some of the stuff that you would have heard in Fallout.
Oh, okay,
falls into that category.
Perfect. That's a good example.
But it's got like a techno rip to it. Yeah, it's fucking.
You always find the best music.
I try and
like our introductory song.
Yeah,
at the start of the show.
Oh, our intro. Yeah. Our intro was done by the Chinchillionaires. Mm-hmm. Which too, we're also going to be talking about some businesses and whatnot a little bit later. I want to mention this right off the rip before we go into our break. Motor City Candleworks has a deal right now. So if you go to MotorCityCandleworks.com and you spend $20 before tax and shipping, you get 2 free bath bombs. So you can buy incense or soap or whatever you want through the website as long as it equals $20 before you hit the tax and shipping part.
Yep.
You get 2 free bath bombs from Motor City Candleworks.
I was just on their site before I came over here because I was looking up candles because I want candles for Christmas. I was looking at the Dragon Blood one, and not going to lie, this is the first time I actually went to the site.
Yeah. Their soap is amazing.
Yeah.
I've been using it for a couple of months now, and my skin is happy. It's handmade soap. You can get it at any of their scents.
That's good to know.
And, yeah, it's wild, man.
My cousin's been doing some things. He used to do soap. Well, he was going to do soap. He bought all the stuff and then never did it because it's a hassle.
Yeah. He also he told me that there's new scents coming soon for the soap, and he's got some events that are coming up, but I'll talk about those after the break.
Okay. Awesome.
But yeah, like I said, electro swing tonight. So, if you've never heard electro swing before, well, get ready, because it's all of the music tonight. It's a bunch of different electro swing tracks.
You're going to turn that theater into a club.
I'm going to try. I hope they do get to dancing.
Shout out to Mainframe, by the way.
Yeah. I got a picture of people sitting in the chairs.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's so cool. Like, it's... my nerd is showing. Like, I never gave much to the idea of the metaverse until this.
I did and I didn't. I don't like the Facebook
no, I mean,
branding
like the meta universe that they're...
But
yeah.
I like the idea of VR hanging out.
Yeah.
Like I was saying with the Texas Hold'em games and stuff. It just looks fun.
Well, we had shit similar
value.
back in the day, Second Life. Yeah, it was used for kind of weird shit, but like...
Maybe because you get into weird shit.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay, sure, yeah, yep, But like we had stuff like that before, to an extent, and this is just that plus.
Yeah.
It's you meet people who you might not have otherwise met. That's beauty of the internet in and of itself. But yeah, it's
more than like a conference call.
Yeah. I'm blown away.
Yeah.
Like, it's so cool. When we come back, we're going to talk about what I did last weekend.
Ooh.
I actually got out of the house. I said I hadn't left the house
to hear that.
too much. No, it was a good experience. I was gone for like 14 hours straight.
Oh, that's a whole day.
Yeah. I got picked up at 9 and didn't make it back till like 11, 12 that night.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Did you go to Pat's show?
No.
The Nethergate?
No.
Oh, I wanted to go to that so bad, and I was like, I didn't have a ride. But then I thought, why didn't I just call Paul?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I wanted to go. I know other bands that played it, And I was like, fuck. But
think ahead next time.
yeah, I'm not a planner.
Yeah, I know. I'm surprised you told me days in advance that you were going to be here tonight. Usually it's you. It's like, hey, what are you doing tonight?
It's funny you say that because at 8 o'clock this morning, I was like, shit! And I set like 12 alarms, and I woke up to the quietest one because it's when I normally go to work, which is better than Thursday when I didn't wake up to my alarms.
Yeah,
and
well.
I woke up to a phone call.
Hey, where are you?
I'm downstairs.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm awake.
That's happened
My
several
roommate
times.
said when my phone started ringing, I was like, Alexa, stop. And then he heard me go, oh shit, it's my phone. I have no recollection of that.
That's fine. That's like the story about Midnight Me and shit like that. You're like, I don't remember any of that shit happening.
Right.
You know, I fully believe it did, but I don't remember it.
Right. I go to sleep. I'm asleep.
Yeah. Once I'm out, I'm out. It's lights out. Good night. You know, I'll see you. Like, I power down.
Yeah.
It's literally power down and then reboot in the morning.
My exes used to get so mad about how fast I could fall asleep.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're doing over
my
there.
wife is mad at how fast I can fall asleep and how quick I can wake up.
Yeah, I don't do the quick wake up.
Now, I will admit I'm getting older, so it takes a little bit longer to reboot, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
fair.
your computer wakes up a little slower some days. But most days, once my eyes are open, I'm ready to go and get out of bed.
That's not good news for me. I've always been a slow wake-upper.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is, too, with the issues that I have physically, if I stay in bed too long after I'm awake, my body is jacked the whole day.
Sure.
I got about 5, maybe 10 minutes, and then I have to get out of bed.
Yeah.
And if I try to go lay down throughout the day, like if I'm not going to sleep, I just fuck my whole body up. I don't get it.
I would hate that.
Yeah. Apparently, I relax just enough when I'm asleep that my body doesn't get all fucked up, and like awake me does not know how to operate.
Yeah, that's fair. I interrupted your break.
No,
Sorry.
No, actually, we're right on cue.
Oh, really?
Yeah. All right. We're going to go to break, and I'm not going to tell you what you're getting. I'm not going to tell you the name of the song. I'm not going to tell you who it's by. If you really want to know, you can reach us, and I'll send you a playlist after the fact.
Where can they find you at?
Well, tapdetroit.com, or you can go to thecultofodd.com.
Oh.
You can find us on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, pretty much anywhere you get podcasts, you can find us.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And now, apparently, Mainframe.
And, yeah, GTA.
All right. We'll be right back. You're going to get some commercials and a few songs. See you soon.
Love you.
Now it's time for our Patreon shout-out. Big thanks to C. Weezy, Bryce Rogers, Justin Burnside and Zaldor of Zaldor's World Podcast for becoming a patron. Welcome to our Holy Mother and the throne she sits upon, who have joined the Cult of Odd Plus. We hope you enjoy our long, uncut and girthy episodes until you're fully satisfied and left shaking from laughter. For everyone else, you can join our Patreon too. Just head to patreon.com/cultofodd. Become a patron and reap the benefits today.
Tired of regular bar food and bar atmospheres?
Yes!
Do you long for a place that feels like home, where you're treated as family and not just another customer?
Yes! Yes!
Then Big League Brews is the place for you. Their menu is the most extensive in all of Downriver. They have an excellent breakfast selection, and they're also well known for their burgers and wings. But hey, if you don't want to believe just some guy on the radio, Big League Brews has been voted best sports bar in Metro Detroit by Click on Detroit 6 years in a row. Wow. They have the friendliest staff and a wide array of cocktails and beers, 26 of them on draft, with new creations regularly.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
And if you're looking for work, Big League Brews offers the most competitive wages with great medical and dental and vision benefits and plenty of paid time off. So what are you waiting for? Get on over to Big League Brews, located at 20428 Ecorse Road in Taylor, Michigan, or head to bigleaguebrews.com for more info. Big League Brews, go beyond ordinary. Eat and drink extraordinary.
Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane.
And we're back.
What's up, guys? Oh, wait, no, we already did that.
Yeah, God damn it. Damn it, Cory.
It's just, I haven't said it in so long. You know, I've been practicing all week, all night at work.
I can see.
I work nights. What else am I going to do?
Nailed it, bud. Nailed it.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. No, you're listening to The Cult of Odd. I'm your friendly neighborhood cult leader, Odd. If you're just joining us, we are back after a month hiatus. You're listening to us on tapdetroit.com, and tapdetroit.com is not only the only station foolhardy enough to give me a microphone. It's also a place where you can hear a lot of great independent music from Detroit as well as all over the world. We also have several great other shows. We've got the Plankman Show, which is on Thursdays at 7 or 8 p.m. Eastern. We have a show lineup on the website. You can go check it out. We also have Sonic Sunday and the Sonic Gypsy Radio Show. We've got Main Street Blues, Radio Americana, and a great selection of independent music. So.
Yeah, Planky and you have done a really great job of finding different DJs. A nice variety of shows. Honestly, I was really impressed when I first came to Tap Detroit.
Yeah,
I was like, wow, holy crap.
2023, we're actually going to be looking to bring in a few more.
Oh, cool.
And on board to fill out more content so it's less auto DJ and more content.
Yeah.
So we've actually.
Well, I say DJs as in.
No.
Yeah.
I was actually talking with Planky early today, and getting our heads around what we want to do in 2023 and like where our roadmap is for Tap Detroit. So Planky owns Tap Detroit. It's his, 100% his.
Yeah.
And then I came along, and I've helped upgrade the website. I've given Planky ideas. I've brought in sponsors. You know, it was just Planky trying to do it all himself before me.
Which is exhausting in its own right. You know that
Yeah.
with this show.
Yeah, well, fuck, I ran my own network for a while too.
Yeah.
So, what has helped is Planky is able to focus on the things that a network owner would need to focus on, like just keeping the bills paid.
Right.
You know?
Which is a thing also. We all have our own lives, our
Right.
own jobs. And
Having the bank account, if we need an upgrade or we need to fix something and we actually have to pay for it, if it's something I can't get done on my own, then yeah, that's the business is there, and he's the one in charge of that. Now, I'm in charge of onboarding new DJs and webmaster rules, you know, roles and things like that. So like I keep the website running, he keeps the bills paid, and then we work together on like trying to plan events and come up with, you know, advertising or promotional things and shit
the
like
growth
that.
aspect.
Yeah,
For sure.
And so I've been with Tap Detroit now since 2020 when I came back, so for 2 years. And in 2 years' time, Planky is just thrilled with where I found the network and took the network for him. And I've given us a good footing, and he wants to build upon the foundation that we've laid out. And so we've got a plan for next year, but we've also got a long view plan for like the next 3 years of what we want to try to accomplish with the network over the course of 3 years. Next year sounds like it's going to be fun because we've got a couple of things already planned for the most part, like on paper.
Right.
And if they fully come to fruition, which I think most of them will, we're going to have a banner year in 2023. Like
Sweet.
I'll be out of the house more and doing different shit, and it'll be cool.
Yeah, trying to do like local events. Yeah, that's a great idea actually.
Yeah, so
Get the woman that made your signage to make signage
yeah,
for
well,
your
she lives out of
outdoor
state.
events. Oh, was that Alani?
No.
Oh,
No, that was actually from a TikTok friend that I made. Her name is the Amateur Mixologist on TikTok,
oh, cool.
and she also paints.
Oh, yeah, a wild, short, or small world story is I was connecting with my cousin this year when I went through.
I've
the
never connected
process.
with your cousin.
You have not, but he's a great person.
Okay.
Right?
Just-
Well, I follow like one of those mental health TikTok people that he is friends with in real life.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he was like talking about it. I was like, wait a minute.
I know that guy.
And he's like, oh my God, that's wild. And a couple of my Michigan friends follow her on Instagram and stuff too. So
Oh,
I'm sure
that's
they
sweet.
follow her on TikTok. But yeah, TikTok's a wild medium.
It is.
It's about content creation now. It's not so much the advertising, right? It's,
Yeah.
it's all about reels and
Well, they're turning the shit into
Well, yeah.
advertising.
How do you compete with TikTok without doing it?
Right. But anyways,
you got to feed the rabbit brain.
so last weekend, I was gone for 14 some hours, and you know, it 14 hours sounds exhausting, but it was for my niece's quinceañera.
Oh, fun.
So for those of you that don't know, quinceañera is kind of like the American Sweet 16, only it takes place a year sooner. At 15, in Hispanic culture, a quinceañera is thrown in the same way that the Jewish people would throw a bat or bar mitzvah.
Yeah.
It signifies that they're no longer a child and that they're becoming an adult and whatnot. Now, during the ceremony for most quinceañeras, there is the shoe ceremony. And during the shoe ceremony, the father of the
Child.
Yeah, father of the child, father of the daughter. That, Jesus Christ. The father of the child goes out and changes her shoes from flats to heels. So he brings out a pair of shoes, takes off her flats, and puts on the heels. And then the mother comes out and places a tiara on the daughter's head, signifying that she is now ready to begin her journey into womanhood. And, well, because you know the deal with my niece, you know the story of when she came to stay with us for a little bit and what was going on. She doesn't have anybody to do that ceremony. And so they called Uncle Odd.
Uncle Odd got to do that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That was the whole reason I was there. Is, you know, I was there to celebrate her birthday, essentially, because that's what it is. It's a birthday party, and to perform that ceremony for her.
Yeah.
And as I was getting ready to go up and do the shoes, her mom looked at me and said, "You should give a speech." And I was like, I wish I had known that a few days ago.
Yeah, I didn't
I'm good on the spot. Don't get me wrong, but Jesus.
Did you do it?
Yeah. Fuck yeah, I did it.
Good job.
Consummate entertainer.
Yeah, so, like, I'm extroverted. I can entertain,
Yeah.
right? But then I find myself at funerals, and I don't ever say anything.
Oh, no.
No matter how close I was to the person.
You know, here's
It's different. It's different. Even amongst, like, family and friends. What can I say that you don't know?
it's not a matter of what they don't know. It's reaffirming what they do know.
Sure.
That's what it's about.
Sure.
That's the whole point. It's at funerals, quinceañeras, whatever. If you're asked to speak at an event about somebody, your whole point is to just reaffirm the room of what everybody already knows.
I just find it weird that that's where I have stage fright versus, like, if I just go out into public, I don't have that. Do you know what I mean? It's different.
Maybe you don't care so much what the strangers think, but because most of those incidences that you're talking about would be around family.
Maybe, yeah.
That's that weird disconnect because you want your family to think a certain way about you or whatever. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I would suggest if you are interested in like being able to do that, start looking into some psychology. Read like social cues and social psychology and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because once you understand how people think, you start to know what people want to hear.
Yeah.
And in those situations, knowing what they want to hear is very important. Because if you know that, then you knock the speech out of the park every time.
I've always had a weird moment of juggling, knowing what they want to hear and knowing what I want to say.
Yeah, well, knowing the room helps. Knowing the crowd you're with, because that's where like things like a roast or shit like that comes into play too, because at that point, you know what they want to hear.
Sure.
But you know what you want to say. So it's really all about just getting good with reading the room. And psychology really does help with that, because you can see people's social cues. Like, you can look across the room and be like, okay, that person's nervous. Something's bothering that person. That person seems like they're having a good time. That person looks like they're faking having a good time and they're off in their head. Like, you can go through the room and just like fucking carnival sideshow shit people.
Yeah.
And it's wild. It's a weird trait. It's a weird fun skill to have.
Yeah.
But no, that's yeah.
That seems like a powerful skill to have.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Hey, now.
But no, it was very sweet, and like, I have to admit there were a couple of times where I teared up, which I'm not super emotional, but
yeah.
And then getting through the speech, it was hard because you get that lump that you got to fight through. And I did so perfectly, consummate entertainer.
How did she have a good time?
Yeah.
And how's she doing?
She's doing well.
That's awesome.
Both her and her brothers are flourishing.
That's awesome. That's beautiful.
Yeah. But the brothers they're working. They have jobs. One of them has a girlfriend. The other one found music.
New environment. Sometimes
Yeah.
the environment.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
The one that doesn't have the girlfriend has a vinyl collection, and it's all like Asian imports, like
Oh, that's wild.
like Japanese import records,
Yeah.
stuff they like.
Is it like anime music?
I don't know. I didn't listen.
Oh, that's
he showed me the records and whatnot.
Yeah.
My niece is into K-pop,
Yep.
and so BTS, Blackpink, things like that.
My friend introduced me to baby metal. It's
Yeah.
K-pop.
Yep, I'm
metal
aware.
Band. Wild.
Yeah.
And they're great.
Yeah.
And they have a great time.
Uh-huh.
They toured with Rob Zombie, right? So years later, I'm hanging out with my friend Bulbasaur, and his kid's like, Dad, can you put on baby metal? And I look at Bulbasaur, and I'm like, how the fuck does he know about baby metal? Because years ago, I found out about them. And come to find out, his brother, who's a nerdy anime guy like myself, introduced this man's kid to baby metal, and I was like, that makes sense. That connection is there. Okay.
Man, that's some shit. I was just, I can't do that.
What happened?
Mainframers, that's some bullshit. All right, that's all I'm gonna say.
Throwing a riot?
I'll tell you at break. Yeah, mainframers, that's some bullshit. But thank you, thank you, Sergeant Norris.
Sergeant Norris.
Yeah.
You guys got a sergeant.
Yeah, there's a police force, dude. There's EMS, police, fire.
I thought it was going to be a sergeant in a gang.
No. But no, so like all three are doing so well, and I'm so proud of them. And like I know it's been rough, but like everybody got through it.
Yeah.
And like it warms my heart to see everyone flourishing. But at the party there was a DJ there, and he was like, at one point he was like, I really don't know what to play. And
did you take over?
No, I gave him suggestions because I knew the room.
Yeah.
I knew what people would want to hear. He's like, I know because he's friends with my niece's mother's boyfriend.
Sure.
And whatnot. And he's like, I knew rock would be okay and whatnot. He's like, but I had no idea what else. And I'm like, oh yeah, well she likes this and this, and she wasn't afraid to go up there and request songs either. But
which is awesome.
Yeah. I turned him on to Punk Rock Factory.
Okay.
And a couple of other, I did K-pop and stuff like that, because like I went up and I was like, she likes K-pop. She likes BTS, and he was like, what the fuck is a BTS? And I was like, it's a group. And I was like, and she likes Blackpink, and he was like, is that a group too? And I was like, yes, though they're both. Look them up. I know they're probably not in your library. Look them up.
Which is fair.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, you can't have everything, especially because like it's rural Ohio.
Yeah.
Right? Is the area that they're in. It's going to be country. It's going to be rock. It might be metal. There's probably a little bit of hip hop, but like there's your staple genres. Uh-huh. There's not a lot of that outside that box type deal. And hey, if you're listening, shout out to the DJ. He's also, I believe, an MMA fighter. He's either MMA or boxing.
Yeah.
We exchanged information and whatnot, and he's trying to work on promoting shows and stuff down there and getting bands together. And I was like, well, I know a lot of independent artists, so.
One of my recent Uber drivers, she DJs on the side and also works at Amazon, and she's been running a DJ business for a number of years, actually. I added her on Facebook, and she seems like she knows what she's doing pretty good. It seems like a cool, fun job.
It is.
Or it's a job. You can't call it a hobby. If you love it, it's not a job. Right?
No, that's not true. It's a hobby until you start making decent money with it.
Okay.
Really, realistically,
that's a good way to look at it.
That's what it comes down to. It's a hobby until you start making decent money with it.
Yeah.
And the bar for decent money is different for everybody.
Absolutely.
So yeah. But I mean, I've said it before. I'm a walking fucking little black book, you know?
Yeah.
I know somebody for almost any job.
Yeah.
Like, what do you need? Let me look through. Hold on.
Have
Yep,
you
here you go.
met?
Yeah. I can give you 3 different people. Is
I
that
just
enough?
did one of those today. Somebody was talking about something on Facebook. I was like, hold on a second.
Yeah. But like I'm a walking, talking yellow pages essentially, you know, because like I'm I've always been interested, especially with this business, content creation, entertainment, media, whatever, however you want to look at it. I've always been interested in the fact that so many people are like, no, you got to pay me for my contacts. You've got to give me money to know the people I know. Fuck that. You know what? I'm going to introduce you to the people that I know, and I'm still going to get the money that I would probably get if I was charging you, because they're going to want to keep working with me.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to be like, hey, I know a guy that can find the guy.
Yeah.
Odd, what's going on?
Yep.
In a while. Remember when you, I need this.
Cool. I still do business with several of the people that I did business with in the very beginning.
Yeah.
You know, like you work back and forth. If you can't afford to pay it, you work and trade.
Sure.
You know, if you can't work and trade, then pay. If you can't do either of those, well, there's always a deal to be worked out, as long as you're open to negotiations.
Yeah. I rebought Cyberpunk.
Yeah?
Yeah. Haven't played it.
I haven't.
But, you know, everything got fixed on it or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I heard, and I was like, awesome. And then also now I'm on the PC.
Yeah.
Which was the good version anyway.
Well, in a couple of days, High on Life comes out on Xbox.
What is that?
That's that game with the talking guns done by the Rick and Morty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Game Pass.
Did you send that to me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I remember looking at it and I was like, this is wild.
Yeah, I'm exactly the person that told you about that. Yes, very much so.
You're not the only type of person in my life that would send that.
I know.
You know what I mean?
But I'm pretty sure I'm the one that sent it to you.
Because I found a niche too.
Yeah.
Weird gamer people that are broken out of the mold.
Yeah. I've always said that I've always looked at myself as a beacon in the night for the broken, weird, and downtrodden.
Yeah.
And fuck if that's not accurate.
So, I don't know why I just thought of this, and it's a random thought, so I'm going to say it. A couple months ago or a month ago, whatever, I was hanging out with my cousin, and he went into super wrestling nerdy mode like you and Ryan did that one night. Right?
Yeah.
And it my first feeling and thought was like, oh my God, like we got to get the 3 of these people on the podcast. I learned so much about wrestling, like the behind the scenes parts of it that I had no idea about.
Yeah.
You know? And I was like, these two would pair very well with you on this topic. You know? And this man knows so much about it.
Ken knows his shit on wrestling too.
Yeah.
I know you probably didn't watch it, but our video that we put up, the last piece of content that we published before I went on break, is a tier list of the worst wrestling gimmicks ever.
Okay.
And it's 2-part video. It's up on YouTube. Just search Cult of Odd. Literally, if you Google Cult of Odd, it does not matter that you have never heard of it before or seen it before a day in your life. If you Google Cult of Odd, I am the only thing that comes up for like 2.5 pages.
That's wild.
Like, if you tell me you can't find me, I'm going to tell you you're a damn liar.
Well, I am a liar. I mean, no, I am.
You're a damn liar. But no, on our YouTube channel, like I said, we did that, and it was Ollie, it was myself, it was my friend Ice Cold from the Demost podcast, and a new friend, Juan Alaman. He runs the Wrestling Wayback podcast, I think is what it's called.
Okay.
He also does another one about the 80s and whatnot. What Juan does is Juan picks like an era or a person, or an incident or something like that, and he'll do a deep dive on that, like an hour on that subject.
Yeah. I listened about wrestling for 4 hours. I mean, I'm telling you, like, a lot.
Yeah. But you're right, though. The behind-the-scenes stuff is what makes it really interesting, you know?
Yeah, there's so much more to it that I wasn't aware of. That I actually was interested in, you know? It wasn't like just watching people talk about wrestling, because it doesn't interest me.
Right.
It doesn't. It used to, when I was younger.
It's a well-choreographed ballet that happens on the screen with soap opera mixed in.
Yeah, and with a lot of improv.
Yeah.
And the stories I heard about the things that have happened, you know, just throughout. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like people getting concussed, not remembering fights, still going through the fight.
Yes.
Having to, like, knowing that there was a whole choreographed part of a fight, you know.
But no clue what to
and
do.
the other people having to push this man through it.
Yep. Carry him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to. Like I said, growing up, it was, oh, look at that, look how strong they are, look at that, and then as you got a little bit older, it was like, oh, look, there's women's out there.
Yeah,
they's pretty. I like watching them throw each other around. And then if you get past those 2 points, you know, you start learning the lingo you start watching for moves and stuff like that. You see when they're talking to each other in the ring.
Yep.
You're paying attention to how choreographed and how improv it is at the exact same time. Once you start to see that, then you start learning what goes on backstage and how much effort, time, and work goes into what we see.
And how much of a badass Vince McMahon is.
He's a dick.
I know he's a dick.
Yeah,
he's a dick. I know. But he's also not a dick.
He shit on a lot of people to get to where the
100%.
WWE is.
Yes, 100%. I heard all about it.
And you know what? I don't think the WWE would be as good as it is, or as big as it is, if he hadn't. And that's a terrible fucking thing to say.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree. The amount of knowledge that was dropped on me about this man.
Yeah, there was
yes, he's a dick, but he's also like, he knows what he's doing.
There was a mass genocide of broken eggs to make that fucking omelet. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm happy Triple H is in charge now. I am interested to see where he takes the company.
Sure. I heard a lot about like the WWF and the WWE and like this whole like battle and like
the World Wildlife Fund.
Yeah, I heard about that too.
Actually,
because the story spun on that was like, oh yeah, we're gonna give it to you guys, the name of it, blah blah. But there's like actually a whole lot more.
Oh yeah. Yeah. There was a lot of branding and shit that he wanted to do. Like for the longest time, you couldn't call them wrestlers; they were sports entertainers.
And then there was a battle with like TNT. TNT tried to do their own thing, and then eventually, I mean, they failed, but it was like a long thing. And
yeah,
like the
wrestling history is impressive.
The bringing the wrestlers back from that, and then like the shit show of the storyline that they created from that. Like, dude, I learned a lot for as much as I've not said.
It's cool though.
It was fascinating.
I still like watching wrestling. I'm happy that one of my favorite wrestlers is back, Bray Wyatt. I've always thought he was a creative genius when it came to his gimmick and how he presented himself. He's a fantastic worker both in and out of the ring. And by out of the ring, I mean the shit he comes up with.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm a giant wrestling nerd. Ollie and I will usually watch the pay-per-views. Well, they're not even pay-per-views anymore. You can't call them that because if you have Peacock, they're free.
You're about to find so many wrestling fans on Mainframe.
Oh.
I'm learning so much about you.
No, I know a couple of them already are because my business partner in Mainframe and I were talking.
Start talking about wrestling. Explain that to me on your role-playing server. Like
how wrestling came up.
Wrestle him like a rooster thing.
No, so we were trying different links on the TVs, getting different stuff to play to see what we could do with it. And one of the links that I went and grabbed was just the tier list real quick.
Okay.
And like it was handy. I just grabbed it, threw it in there, and hit play to see if it would work. And it did. And when it came up, I let it run for a little bit because I wanted to see how the video translated. Like, was it choppy? Was it clean? You know,
sure.
Things like that, video and audio quality. And we were sitting there, and it was on, and Brock was standing next to me, and he started talking about what we were, and like with knowledge.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't just like, oh, I remember, blah, blah, blah. No, there was knowledge behind it. And so, yeah, we got talking briefly about wrestling.
That's beautiful. I was playing a Gary's Mod game, and with my buddy Tony at the time. This was years ago. And we made a friend named Guts, right? Mm-hmm. And so, like, these two found a game that was like I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. But there was a TV that you could play YouTube links on, right? Kind of similar to what you're talking about. And so, like, I'm like, let me try. And I put on a Mon Aramouth. It's a metal band. And it doesn't play for whoever plays it. It plays it for everyone else, right? That was the glitch in that game. Fair enough. But I play this metal band, and Guts is like, how did you know I like a Mon Aramouth? And I was like, I like them. I played them for me, bud, and I don't get to listen. So I find out he's a big metalhead. And it's like, you know, and they're all nerds. That's what I found out. Going to metal shows recently, a lot of them. Everybody's nerds.
Yeah, because it's okay to be a nerd now.
It's okay to be whatever you want at a metal show, dude.
Well, but like, it's okay to be a nerd now. We've hit that past that point where it's like, you like stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. How dare you?
Yeah.
Which that vibe still exists. And you know, it's like old habits.
And you know what really helped? When nerdy stuff and metal started to cross over.
Yeah.
You know,
like
chiptune metal and video game references and things like that. Metal songs, metal covers of, you know, video game songs, because you had, you know, metalheads that were also gamers that could play music. And I like the blend. I like a lot of the blend. You know, I like remixes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The fucking electro swing that we were listening to. Which
was awesome, by the way. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, is essentially a remix. Yeah. You know, that's all it is.
A mashup.
Remixes, things like that. I love that.
I love mashups. I like a lot of mashups, right? Some of them pop up on my YouTube because I was listening to them. There's this Michael Jackson mashup with something. It was really well done, you know, and I liked that. So YouTube has just created, maybe you'll like this, maybe you'll like that, you know, and it tries it out. And I got to say, their algorithm knows me pretty well, dude.
Yeah, you know, it gets... What I like is when you find new music like that.
It's not as specific as TikTok. TikTok has my number.
Did you watch the video that I put into the group chat?
No.
Okay, so it's James Hetfield and the News. It's Hip to be the Sandman.
Okay.
You know, it's Enter Sandman and Hip to be Square mashed together.
I love it.
And it works.
Is that in the RP group? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ollie shared one with me that was Eminem and Smash Mouth.
Nice.
Smash Yourself. And oh my God, it works. I love that. I love music because of that. Because if you find the right beat and the right key, you can make almost anything together. And if you can manipulate it well, it's not there.
That's how jazz was created, right?
Yeah.
It's just a community building off each other.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't like all locked in like radio lugs to do to artists.
No, jazz is very freeform and more about how you feel. Knowing how to play your instrument and knowing how to translate how you feel into music.
I turned my buddy onto a jazz station just the other night on the ride home.
Yeah.
I was like, put on this station, because he like put on some weird shit. And he was like, how the hell did you find this? And it was because years ago when my stepdad had passed away, I was driving his truck for a moment while my car got fixed to deliver pizzas, right? And the station was programmed, and it was just like smooth jazz. And I was like, this is the most comfortable, peaceful night of my life, delivering pizza. Normally I'm like stressed out, anxiety, go, and I was just chill that whole night, man. And it was awesome.
I want you to know that's a job you can do on Mainframe if you want.
Deliver pizzas?
Yep.
I want you to know that as a child, I told my mom, I'm going to be a pizza delivery man.
Well, you can be it.
So years later, when I was like 29 years old and I became a pizza delivery guy, I called her and I said, Mom, I did it. My dream. It's finally come true. And she's like, what are you talking about? What's going on? I said, I'm a pizza delivery man. From 9 to 20. It only took 20 years.
Yeah, know? Well, you know, hey.
A late bloomer. Yeah. Even on riding bikes.
But no, you make like $200 per delivery.
Oh, yeah, in the game. Yeah. I'm like, no, man.
No, you don't.
I don't know where you delivered.
No, I lost my train of thought.
I'm sorry.
No, you have a tendency to do that because you go off on these weird tangents.
Well, it's connected in a way.
Well, okay, sure.
To me.
Well, yeah. You and you alone, bud.
Yeah. So we had been talking about the quinceañera, and then we got to talking about some other things. I say pivot.
Yeah, pivot. Pivot. Actually, it's 9:12. We got to go to our next break. We'll pivot right into a break.
What kind of music for this one?
It's electro swing all night.
All
night.
Man.
All night.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I got a bunch of different tracks. I'm sorry if you're listening and you don't like it. And if you do like it, great. Cool. Hey, before I go, though, I want to I'll go to our break. But for those of you that are listening to the fun-size version of this on YouTube, this is it for you. It goes no further than this. But I do want to throw one last thing at you.
This is all they get to hear?
Yeah.
They're going to miss the next part?
Yeah, the next 2
part's
hours.
The best part.
Yeah, the if you're listening to the fun size after the fact on YouTube, the next 2 hours you'll have no idea what we're going to talk about.
Oh. It's the suck.
Hey, but you can join our Patreon. You can sign up at patreon.com/cultivod. You can pay $5 a month, and you can have access to the entire catalog of shows in their entirety, all 3 hours each.
That's a really good deal.
Yeah, and we have multiple tiers with other things in there too. Like there's a tier with celebrity interviews of me talking to people. I've talked to
those have been so good.
Writer of Jaws and
Harley's doing amazing. Also, I
Harley Wallen, yeah.
Oh man,
director from here in Michigan.
Yeah.
Larry Hankin, but a ton of great interviews, and there's a couple of them free on our YouTube as well. Like Larry Hankin and Bruce Valanche, I believe, are free.
Yeah, I'm glad that you started releasing those to show the content. Yeah, because it's awesome stuff.
So, anyways, you can check it out. But that wasn't what I was going to say. We made a coloring book.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we made a coloring book. So, if you are so interested, you can go to our link tree. And I'll post links with that because that has everything. Instead of trying to remember everything, it's just Linktree. Let's go to my Linktree.
Yeah.
But you can go to buy our coloring book off of Amazon. It's 86 pages. I did it myself. I created it and self-published it through Amazon. It is all of our merch designs plus some of our video thumbnails, all translated into coloring pages. There's also mandalas that you can color in. There's connect the dots that you can do, and there's even a build your own odd. We do recommend though that you cut the page out and put it on sturdier paper like cardstock.
Yeah.
Before you try to build your own odd, because the paper itself it's paper. Come on now.
I like tearing coloring pages out anyway and coloring on a table.
Yeah. And
that's been my move.
You can color Cory's face, you can color my animated face, you can color
if
Ace.
You do color my face, please post it.
Honestly, yeah.
I would love to see it.
I want to see the coloring pages.
Yeah.
I want you to put them up. But yeah, you can check out our coloring book.
Get creative.
Yeah. Well, we know that our crowd is kind of, anxiety ridden and neurodivergent and, things like that.
Nice
and,
peaceful activity.
Yeah, coloring seems to help a lot of people. So, instead of, you can buy t-shirts and fucking coffee mugs and all sorts of other shit with our logo and stupid sayings on it and whatnot. But I wanted to create something that kind of gave back, like you spend your hard-earned money on a coffee mug, but you don't really get anything out of the coffee mug other than, basic utilitarianism.
There's a lot of merch right now in Seattle and Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah. That my family's wearing.
That's awesome though. But I get that. And it's cool. I appreciate that. But it's very utilitarianism. It serves its function. A coffee mug holds liquids, a t-shirt covers your body. This coloring book, it brings a sense of peace and joy because I know that coloring is used as relaxation, as a way to center, Some people just want to focus on the page and color it out. So, hey, I wanted to give that to you.
Are you making a poem book next? Poems by Odd?
No.
I feel like you could have a niche there.
No, but we are working on
brain.
stuff. There's going to be another coloring book next year.
Yes.
But we're also working on a couple other things behind the scenes.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, you know what else I love?
Video games.
Electro swing.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to be right back. Remember, if you go to MotorCityCandleworks.com and buy $20 worth of incense or soap or whatever before tax and shipping, you get 2 free bath bombs. Go to MotorCityCandleworks.com for more, and we'll be right back. You're listening to the Cult of Odd on TapDetroit.com.
Love you.